All right, let's do a brief audio and visual check. Check 1, 2. How's everybody? How's everybody doing? Audio looks good. Sounds good on my end. What a start to a trading week, if I do say so myself. Look at this freaking market go. I just bought silver. Everyone. Just right as I came on air. But yeah, in the Topstep, the YouTube chat, there's our Topstep risk disclosure. Everything we go over is for educational purposes only. It is, not financial advice, and it's for education. That's what we're here. Learn to get better. And look at this market go. We are seeing some insane volatility in the metals, specifically silver right here, right now. Lots of drama over the weekend on silver, Friday. And wow, are we seeing these movements? I don't want to touch this in my live account. We've seen too much volatility, and I've taken too many losses last week in my live account. So I'm in a combine, and yeah, it's been an interesting journey. And man, shout out in the chat. Are you trading silver? Let me know. I'm curious. I see a lot of traders in the chat talking about silver, trading silver. How are you doing? What's it look like? And man, what a move. Yep, up 2,000. Yeah, I started seeing a lot of traders cover. I'm gonna move this to just like break even or something here. Combine only up 1262. Hey, 1262 is not bad. Not bad. Green on the screen. That's what matters. That's what matters. Max profit on this is a 1,500. Yeah, we'll tighten that baby up. We'll tighten it up. We'll do something like that. Yep. I got my live account, so this is just watching this market and just demonstrating how volatile this market really is. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. This is just a micro. This is just a single micro. And these moves here on silver tonight are just mind-blowing. I don't think I've really seen anything like it for a very long time here in silver. And let me just put it in perspective. This is a 5-minute chart on the left. This is a 100-tick chart on the right. And we gapped up. We were up, just, look at that. I mean, we're green now, but settlement, if we're going to count from settlement, basically, we were up over 6% here in silver, and we had a 8.5% sell-off. 8.5% sell-off here in silver, and then that followed by a 4.25% rally. So lots of movement, tons of movement. I'm going to get out of this trade, actually. I want to get out of this trade. I was just, it doesn't really matter. There you go. I just don't know what to say. Like, in terms of percentage is one thing, but in terms of tick value, it's on a whole nother level. Like, it's $5 a tick on a single micro. And if you were to catch this move from a tick value, look at that. 1,400 ticks. Let's just say 1,400 ticks from bottom to top. And one micro, $5 a tick, $1,400 times 5. That's a $7,000 move if you're trading one micro. And these moves here are I mean, they're not small. These are big moves. I mean, look, for example, it looks like we might break out to the long side. 4, 5, 6 ticks. That was 123 tick from top to bottom on this move. So just putting in perspective, understanding, these are micros. That's a 0.5% move here on silver, or 0.7. No, not half. That's 0.75% move here on silver. That's a 100 plus tick move. And so understand, you got to be aware of these things. Even though the candlesticks look the same, they're the same size, the y-axis, the x-axis, and it's the same comparison when we switch charts and where it was before us. The candlesticks are the same, but we need to understand the volatility is not, though. The volatility is not, even though it might look the same. I mean, look at this move. Look, there's $500 right there on micros. $500 on micros, 100 ticks as soon as I got into that. So understand perspective, understand market volatility, what we're seeing here tonight in silver. What's causing this? I mean, that's up for debate. Anyone could say, why is this market going up? Why is it going down? Do you think it's going to go up? Do you think it's going to go down? Let me get out of that. What we need to do as traders is we trade what's in front of us. We trade what's in front of us. We trade the volatility. I am a technical trader. I want to trade the market technicals, looking for opportunities in these markets, but understanding risk. We're risk managers first and foremost. So if the risk is too much, if it's too big, the best thing to do it, like Kenny Harris says, stay out. Stay out. Wait for the market to settle down a little bit. That's why I'm not in my live account right now. I'm going to just stay out, be patient, wait for this market to settle down a bit so I can actually build a position, right? How can I build a position like this? If I'm used to, I want to be in 3, 4, 5 contracts so I could scale in and scale out. I can't really do that here in silver with how volatile it is. If I start getting into 5 contracts, that's $20 a tick. And with this volatility, I mean, you lose money really quick. You can make a lot of money really quick, but you could also lose money just as fast. We see it. I see it on social media. I see traders do it all the time. Just insanity. But let's get through this. Let's get to this market. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to provide commentary. We'll go through a market run. What are these other markets doing today? I wanted to show this as well. This is why I have the DOM up. The depth of market. Look how thin this market is. Look how thin this market is. Look at the bid and ask. There's nothing there. There's absolutely nothing there. It's so thin. And look at the spread as well. I mean, I could barely keep up with it. They're just 1s and 2s, maybe a 4 in there every once in a while. The spread between it is 5 ticks, 10 ticks at some time. And so imagine getting in and out using a market order, using a mini, right? That would be that's instantly a couple $100 using one mini. That in and of itself is quite extreme. I could demonstrate it. Here, I could probably do a demonstration if we do. And it's just understanding these little details keep you out of a very bad situation. There's been many times where I've not paid too much attention when I first started learning. And, every once in a while, you don't know the market that you're trading. You get in, you're like, oh, wow, I'm instantly down $300. You don't realize how big the contract you were trading was. And you don't realize that there was a big spread. There's a big spread. I mean, look at that move. Look at these moves. In a blink of an eye, that's 74 ticks. And these minis, I mean, it's big, really. I don't think I could stress it enough. I don't want to sound so negative, but that's the reality, what we're seeing here tonight in silver as it continues to sell off. These are not small moves. We're down 1.25% already right here, right now, and this thing is continuing to go down. Look at this. Wow. We might go right back up. Come on, show us how easy it is to blow a combine. You guys get to see that during the reversal challenge. You get to see that how you could see it during the reversal challenge, right? How crazy this market could be. If I see a decent setup, I'll put on a mini, all right? Just in a sim account, not my live account. I'll demonstrate it. But look at the spread though. How do you trade this? You just don't, right? You just don't trade this. I can't see myself trading a mini in this environment. That's insane. Maybe micros. If you drop over to micros, you could see the difference between the bid and the ask, and see how the micros, it's a little bit cleaner. I mean, it's still thin, but you don't see as many gaps. All right. I will do it. We'll do it for science. This is for science only. You get to see it. How dramatic of these moves are. All right, I'm going to get in using a limit order. And I'm going to switch this to dollars. And you can see how much it moves. Look at that. That's just one mini, chat. That's just one mini. Look, I can't even manage risk. You can't really manage risk. Just that low is $1,900. That low. That's a low we made, what, 10 seconds ago? 10 seconds ago? 30 seconds ago? $1,900 with one mini. And it's $25 a tick. And you can see the spread. Let's see. Let's take a look at this. You can see the spread. That's a $200 spread at times. So just getting out... let's see. Let's see if this could hit the stop loss. And you could see the difference between when it market orders you out. Let's see if it will hit the stop and market order out. Yeah, I'm not trading my live. This is a simulated account here as we watch silver and talk about silver, talk about how crazy this volatility is, the spread, the difference between the bid and ask, and the dramatic difference it will make and play on these accounts. I mean, look at these orders getting filled. There's no consistency. Very volatile. The difference is $200-$300. Could you imagine getting into multiple contracts here? I'm so glad I didn't chase that gap up. Yeah, 9 times out of 10, it's better to just, I would dare say 10 times out of 10, wait for things to settle down. Maybe it'll start to settle down during the London Open or early morning before the New York session. I'm just kind of watching this. I don't have the auto center. The auto center would be a little bit crazy. I'm kind of just scrolling up and down, and so we could watch this spread come into play. And it's staying, 4, 5, 6 ticks, still just 1s and 2s. You can imagine if somebody like an institution or somebody that is trying to get in or out of a position, come market order 100 contracts. And it's not rare, right? You have a big institution. Imagine trying to market order 100 contracts. Where are those 100 contracts going to get filled? Well, there's 100 right there at the bid at 76,100. We might go fill that. But if you market order 100 contracts, you get the next 100 contracts. So you're not going to get the right fill price. You might get, 20 ticks, maybe 50 ticks of a slippage, I guess, is a good example of it. You might get 50 ticks of slippage if you market order 100 contracts. That would be insane. I mean, I'm just at awe. I'm at awe because you don't see this every day. You don't get to see this every day. It's just insanity. I had a weird dream where the NQ dropped 2,000 points, doomsday type of dream. I mean, we're right here in the silver watching this. Let me get some music on. Let's get some music on. And we'll get to some questions. While we watch this. Like, I don't want to switch. Ooh. Sure. Christmas is over. It's this week we have New Year's. It's New Year's week. It's New Year's week. Look at this move. Just look at it. Wow. You wanted me last week? How did I not get stopped? Well, it didn't hit my order. Long's gonna get wrecked. Hey, both sides of these markets. This is an insane market. Ghost week, as we call it. Last trading week of the year. Santa Claus rally, maybe in the equities. We'll switch over to the equities in a minute. I'm watching this. It's starting to get a little bit better. It's getting a little bit better. Still not tradable, to be honest. That spread. Look at that spread. It's still right there. I'm saying it's crazy, not the obvious. We're seeing some insane moves over the silver. Here's some things. Let's have a conversation about silver. I don't mind. We could have that in the morning too with the team about China restrictions, right? China's restricting silver exports. We have a lot of drama. I seen Elon Musk send out a tweet saying, "No, this is not good." Obviously, silver affects so many different industries. I ended up buying. I'm a little biased though, Chad. I'm biased. I have a bias long silver in 2026 because I bought a silver miner stock. I didn't go buy a silver mine. I positioned some cash towards some silver mining stocks. I did that last week, so I'm a little bit biased. I gotta admit that. This silver is just insane. Grab your silver. The funny thing is, I give silver to my family members as a holiday gift. Last year, I got everybody a 1 ounce silver coin. Like 6 of my family members, a 1 ounce silver coin. I asked him today, I'm like, hey, I might want that Christmas present back. I didn't give him a silver coin this year. All right, I'm going to trail this up. This is just insane moves. Where do you usually get all your news from? Right here. Right here. We got the Trader Hub. We got the news. We go through, let's see. We have FOMC meeting minutes and initial jobless claims. Those are the 2 big ones this week. Of course, crude oil inventories, but FOMC meeting minutes and U.S. initial jobless claims. Those are the 2 big ones. And then we go into the new year, 2026 already. Time goes by so fast. Oh, come on, you fell for the honeypot SIL. What's the honeypot SIL? 30K at market open. Danny, did you trade the market open? You trade the market open, make some money. I will be 60 in February. Birthday's in February. Well, I got some options expiring in February, Leslie. Practice, practice, practice. Love some honeypot. Love some honeypot too. I love when we get volatility. It's absolutely my favorite. A horse. A horse. Silver is silver unless I'm trading the wrong one. Yeah, SIL is silver, right? We got silver, which this is a mini, SI. This is a mini here. And then we got SIL, micro. And look, silver's catching a bid. Here's, look, one mini. One freaking mini. $3,000. Remember, this is for educational purposes only. In the YouTube chat, there's our Topstep risk disclosure. New margin requirement causing the sell-off? Possibly, right? I mean, why did silver sell off and why did silver do this? I'm going to be honest, you could probably say if there's probably a few different things. Ultimately, it's volatility, right? You could say it was overextended, it was looking for a sell-off. We had margin requirements increase for silver. It didn't increase dramatically, but I mean, they announced it last week and we still continue to rally. And then at the open, we rallied. There could be many different reasons, but we did bottom out around, what, $75, $76 an ounce. And we're kind of hovering. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays this week. So this is, why am I holding over 1,500 on Combine? This is just a sim account. I have my live account, so I can't have an XFA. So, if I pass it, I can't activate an XFA. I have my live account. This is purely as we watch the silver, demonstrating how volatile it is, and small size matters. I'll show you how to use the small size. China's been hoarding silver for years. I don't know, it's gonna heat up. I think this, I mean, we've been seeing gold rally for the second half of the year like crazy, or gold was the market of the year. Gold was just all-time highs, all-time highs. Silver, honestly, technically, silver made all-time highs. Look, there's all-time high right here in silver tonight. And we want to talk about that. We could see all-time highs again by tomorrow. The way this market is moving, we're 7% away from all-time highs. Kind of where we opened. The first 10 minutes of the open, we were pushing all-time highs, and we did sell off. Is that the top? Is this the top here in silver? Maybe, right? Maybe. The way the market's moving, hard to say it. I don't know if it is. We could be hitting silver all-time highs between now and tomorrow. It's very possible. Yeah, I could pass and hold this while I have a live account. Yeah, I mean, if you have a live account and you want to just practice new strategies, you could do a trading combine and you could pass a combine and hold it, yeah. Silver's getting squeezed. I mean, we saw the squeeze right here at the open, but now we got this nice pullback. Leslie, yes. Coach Dakota, do you think the Dow Jones would be better off to trade for a new trader yeah. If you are brand new for trading, I would recommend the ES. Something not as crazy as what we're seeing here. Yeah, these are some crazy moves. My price on the top right disappeared. I can't move my chart, fix. Not sure what you mean by that. Not sure what you mean by that. We're watching the silver price, this $77 an ounce. Let's take a market run. Let's take a look at these markets. I want to look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ is pushing the lows. We're selling off. Let's do a market rundown, shall we? And I'll keep an eye on silver. Don't worry. That's been the market that I've been looking at. Let's take a look at the daily first and foremost. Daily here on the NASDAQ. We had a Santa Claus rally. Fair enough to say that this was a Santa Claus rally. It was the rally going into Christmas. We had some indecision right around this 25,800 level. And this is the same kind of consolidation that we were seeing before that sell-off. So it was a nice dip buying opportunity. I was happy with it, very happy with it actually, with some Q options, and we are running into some resistance here. It is the last trading week before the new year, and so I'm curious if we see a little bit more of a bounce or if we're going to see a sell-off. Right? We talk about the new year transition. Is everyone going to be selling off to start the new year, waiting for the tax? Because it's, here in the U.S., as the new year, new tax season, some selling off, maybe repositioning. Not sure, but we did slow down a little bit, so I would not be surprised if we do get a pullback to an area of support. Maybe if this market does decide to sell off, maybe we could see 25,600, 650s. If we do rally, maybe we could see this next level of resistance, 26,090, maybe 26,000. That's a big round number. 26,000 is a big round number. And another thing that I want to note is there's a gap. I talked about this gap when it happened. I've been talking about it. It's basically what we are seeing right here. We had this gap, and so I'm curious if we are gonna, come up and fill this gap up to 26,080s. It's give or take, right? These are rough estimates that I'm just calling off without zooming in and going more in depth. And yeah, like there it is. There's this gap that I was referring to, where we just completely gapped down, and we filled some of it, right? We filled what was this, about 25% of this gap. So there's definitely some resistance there. I'm curious if we do catch a rally, that's going to be a very important level. And maybe if we break through it, we can see a retest of these like 26,090s. On the downside, yeah, maybe if we do break down, we could find some levels of support. But so far it's looking, I'm going to be honest, I'm leaning more bearish than I am bullish for the equities. Yep, I'm leaning more bearish than I am bullish for these equities. Just consolidation. Maybe we get a pullback. I'd like to see a pullback in the equities. Then we'll take a look at the gold. I'm sure we're seeing some nice volatility in gold as well. This is the hourly chart. Yeah. We try to make new all-time highs. 45,080. Having a pretty solid pullback, right? Not as volatile as silver. So we gapped up. We were up what, 0.4%, and right now we are down 0.6. That was about a 2% sell-off. So gold's a lot more calm, a lot more tame right now, and maybe we are. This is just a 5-minute. Maybe we are just consolidating. Maybe we do get another leg down. I'm just looking at it, and then we take a look at. Let's take a look at silver again. Silver. All right, I'm going to continue to watch silver. Why not? And let's get to some more questions. Get to some more of these questions as we watch the silver and how volatile it is. It's kind of hanging around this $77 an ounce. Dad's coming home Monday morning. Not sure what you mean by that. Actually, I need a 1500, right? I need 1500. Is that what we're saying? 15, let's see, 960 plus 5. All right, that should be close enough to 1500 on this if it does pull back. Silver's down 0.5%. 0.5%. Man, it'll change. It could change really quick. 0.6%. Dakota, what do you expect from the markets during the holidays? Kind of just did a brief rundown of the NASDAQ, and we talked about gold and silver. Expect low volume. I'm expecting low volume. I'm not looking to put on big positions or focus too much on just wanting to end the year on a positive note. I want to end the year on a positive note. Not like, I don't want to have my account plus or minus more than $2,000. Just small size, getting ready for the new year. Once the new year comes and we see how the markets react, maybe on the 4th or 5th of the year. Let me pull up a calendar. Like usually after a couple days. So I dare say that weekend, right? We have the new weekend, January 5th. I dare say January 5th is when we get a full week. Our first full week of 2026 is when we might be able to start seeing things not as crazy. Remember, we have 3 days this week. We got the 29th, 30th, 31st, and then we're on to the new year. And I talked about the news events. We have FOMC meeting minutes, so we just got the minutes. And then we have the initial jobless claims. So we're ending this week with a bang, right? Crude oil inventories, which is Monday. This is Monday. Not sure what that will bring about, but yeah, FOMC meeting minutes and then the initial jobless claims. We're basically ending the year with some volatility with this initial jobless claims. And then not too much here in the US. And then we start next week off with a bang. Yep, January 5th, first full week of the year. And that's, here we go, 2026, here we come. I'm excited. 2026 is going to be a really good year. It's going to be the best year. Look, it almost hit my stop loss again. Come on, market. You're just, why doesn't it do this when I'm in my live account? Barely tick my, look, it didn't fill me. Yeah, I'm not going to complain. Do you believe all strategies work if you manage risk? And the trading is all about risk management. To an extent, I believe that most strategies can work if you manage risk, right? I've seen studies, I've like some really in-depth stuff about, like a coin flip, a 50-50, the random walk theory, random market theory. It's a 50% chance the market goes up, 50% chance the market goes down. You flip a coin, pick the direction, and if you manage risk properly, you can have a positive expectancy. I believe that's, depending on how you manage the risk, you can have that profitable. I know it's crazy. It's a crazy idea and a crazy thing, but I believe in that. I actually believe in, instead of 50-50, you lean towards the long side if you're trading the NASDAQ. Because NASDAQ was the equities. Typically on the long run, equities go up as we continue to make all-time highs. What should I study to improve strategy, risk management? If I'm going to give a blanket statement of how to improve your trading, It's going to be risk management. It's going to be, if you could find a way to manage your risk and, you know, disconnect emotionally from your trading, you'll be a better trader. You will. Yep. I think that would be like my bucket list. My I don't know. Bucket list might not be the right words. But that would be the main thing for me is if I'm new to trading or if I want to get better trading, and it's something I always work on, is how do I manage risk better? Number one, managing risk better. Number two, managing my emotions better. And if you could just perfect those, maybe it's not going to get perfection, right? It's hard to perfect it, I guess, but get better at those. I believe you would become a better trader regardless of what your strategy is. I mean, what strategy wouldn't be better if you improve your risk and improve your emotions? A lot of times it's not even a strategy, it's just you emotionally screwing yourself over. Look, it really just went to my stop loss. Missed it again, right? It did it twice. Right here, and then again right there. This never happens when I'm in my live account. It just does not happen when I'm in my live account. Dakota, goals for 2026. How are your holidays thus far? Holidays been good. They've been really good. I still need to get this taken care of. You could probably see it on stream. It's miserable. My freaking ear is miserable. It's painful. But holidays are the best time of year. Absolutely. It never happens, man. It's like, to tell you what, markets never just come down, almost miss your stop loss, and then run around and profit when I'm trading in front of everybody in my live account. It just smashes my stop loss. Okay, 77.36s. Yeah, now silver's green now. Lifted trader. Yeah, I don't want cauliflower ear. I don't like the way cauliflower ear looks, and so I'm going to the doctor and having a see what I can do. What did I get for Christmas? Well, I don't get anything for myself for Christmas. Let's see. I'll show you. My Christmas gift is me actually giving away stuff. I thought I posted about it. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, this is my gift for Christmas. If you missed it, this is me. When I was younger, I was an angel tree kid. What that means is I got a gift from a random stranger, right? Yeah, it's basically if you don't have money for gifts, you know, for kids, primarily for kids. This is my Christmas, so every year I donate to Angel Tree. I don't need anything for Christmas. If I ever need anything, I usually get it, and you don't have to. It doesn't have to be a holiday to do things like that. Mr. Longshorts, I thought cauliflower ear was a badge of honor in the fight world. Yeah, but it hurts, and I don't like the way it looks. Santa's not real. Sorry. Santa's not real. Yeah, so I give to the Salvation Army. This is purely for an example. Damn it. I don't know why. Why can I not do this in my live account? What is going on? Look at this market go now. Silver is pumping. 0.5%. Is this pumping now? Yeah, if you can't give money, I give time, right? Drops. I try and volunteer at food banks. Always give back. And that's one thing. What did I even write? Yeah, trading has always gave me the freedom to help others greater than any car or house. So that's a great reason to trade. I love the freedom that comes with what we do here. To be able to trade and use that gift to help others. I walked about it. I talked about it. Someone says, why am I not exiting out? This is purely for an example. I have my live account and I enter this trade and we're watching the order book. We're watching the DOM and you're watching the power of one contract. Like, it's one contract. It's big. It's a mini. What's the target here? No target. This is purely for education. We're looking at silver. We're seeing how volatile it is, these movements, and understanding, risk management. It's really insane, seeing these moves. Like helping others? Please don't ask for money. Yeah. It's just, man, look at this volatility. The book is still very thin. Like, look at the DOM. The depth of market. It's still a decent spread. Still a decent spread. Not here. Benjamin, good or bad thoughts of your evaluation? My day trading's been good, right? It's not been the best. Maybe I do a yearly review. I'll do a yearly review this week. I don't think it's been my best year. It's definitely not been my best year. I did take out $250,000 from Topstep, but from the payouts. So, yeah, I posted that one. But it's not been my best year. There's always ways that I can improve. I had some ups and downs. I will always go through ups and downs as a trader. And everybody here should be able to relate and understand. It's not just a, straight line from starting out to getting to where you want to. And even if you find success or you've been trading for a very long time, you're going to always go through ups and downs. If you see someone who doesn't, then there's something suspicious about that, right? You could go on good streaks, but there's always going to be ups and downs. I've had a good spring. I struggled during early summer, and then I had like a good fall, good winter, and then past week or so, you've seen I've been struggling a little bit in my live account, and yeah, I'm going to continue to go through those ups and downs, and it's always going to be that way. Until I find like the holy grail that I'll never have to lose money, which I've yet to find it, then yeah, you're always going to go through ups and downs. It's just when you do go through down, you just don't want to just blow up, right? And that's the beautiful thing about prop firms. What's the worst case scenario at a prop firm? You lose the account. You don't risk your personal money besides what you originally, put in for a combine, which is a nice thing. So, worst case scenario, I'm out $150. You guys seen when what was it, July, August? One combine. I took from one combine to a live account to plus 25,000. Yeah, I struggle and go through a down and I lose. Worst case scenario, I'm down $150 out of my pocket. When I own a hedge fund. No. Man, I was waiting for this market to settle down a little bit, and we're just not. Wonder if we keep... I'm going to be honest, chat. I think there's a chance that this silver could just keep going up. I think there's a chance that silver can come back up and test these 80s. Because every time we've had a decent sell-off here in silver, it's just been bought back up. Yeah, any sell-off, it's just been buying back up. The sell-offs have not lasted long. The gold to silver ratio. Oh, I tell you, my news feed on social media, it's been nothing but people talking about silver. I pull up Twitter, and that's all it is. Just silver. Silver this, silver that. And it's just been insane. And it's maybe my fault because I posted a couple posts about silver, and now my feed is just nothing but silver. And we're seeing the volatility, of course. Dakota, who is your top trading buddy now that I should look at more? Honestly, Coach J, man. Coach J, Coach Ray, The coaches here are great. Hogue. If I was to pick anyone outside of Topstep, Coach, my man Rips down in Vegas. But yeah, Coach Jay and Ray and man Hogue and Andre. He doesn't give himself enough credit, but Andre's a pretty badass trader. Do you recommend multiple XFAs to go live? No, I don't want to say I recommend multiple XFAs if you're new. No, let's make sure I word this correctly. For anybody asking what my recommendation at Topstep is, it's spend the least amount of money. If anybody is brand new and you're like, should I just come in and start 5 combines and copy trade 5 combines and try and get to 5 XFAs and do that? I wouldn't recommend it if you're new. Spend the least amount of money, right? Like $50 for a 50K combine. Practice it, get used to it, learn, and then as you gain your confidence, if you're able to get that to an XFA, take a payout. But yeah, you don't want to just jump in with both feet, because you're gonna get hit by the market. It's not a matter of if, it's usually a matter of when. And those that find success are the ones that stick around the longest. And so I never want to see someone, just spending money they shouldn't. You can't afford to lose, right? It's a lot better than putting your own money into like a personal account and then losing that money. I've done that a lot. People who's been around for a while has put money into a personal account and lost it. Now losing $5,000 of personal money is a lot worse than losing, $50 or $150 for a, evaluation account. But start slow, start small, get consistent and have that confidence to where, I have a high confidence that I'm going to pass this account. Then you could put on, maybe multiple accounts. I had to do that, right? I was like, man, I tried copy trading 5 accounts in July. I lost those 5 accounts. I'm like, screw this. If I can't do it with 1, I shouldn't be able to do I can't do it with 5. So I did it with 1, and I took that 1 account to my live. I've gotten my first payout. Nice. And if it's extra, but now you want more? Yeah, you're gonna always want more, right? As soon as you get your first payout, that's such a great feeling. And then you're gonna want more. And then you're gonna go for more. And look, silver just doesn't want to go back down. Silver doesn't want to go back down. If you're in a combine, why don't you just close it since it's a win? Like I said, we're here watching silver. I put this trade on so we can see how volatile it is, how it moves, the tick value, and the fact that, understanding that this y-axis scale, right? Candlesticks, they adjust. Your y-axis adjusts, and so we don't want to get caught in a situation where the market's more volatile than you expected. You get into a trade, and it's like, wow, I didn't realize that. And so I was putting that trade on, and I have a live account, so I can't have an XFA anyway. I have my stop loss at 575, and I'm just watching the bid and ask. We're having conversation. What are my rules on taking payouts? So it's everyone's gonna love this here. It depends. I get asked this a lot. What's the best way to take a payout? How big of a payout should I take? How much should I leave in my account? And it really is case by case. For me individually, I don't want to say I don't care about the money, but I'm doing this on air to help traders to, hopefully lead by example and demonstrate and answer questions. I'm not doing this just to make money, right? And so I don't mind not taking a payout and moving everything from an XFA to a live account. However, for someone else, maybe you build your account up to $10,000 and you want to withdraw, say, a half of that or, a third of that. My best answer is going to be either it depends, right? You know that, or pull up or pull out enough money that it does not affect your trading, right? So if you make X amount of dollars and you want to take a payout, make sure that payout does not change the way you trade, right? Say you make 2,000. You don't want to take out 1,000. That only leaves you with 1,000 left, and maybe that changes the way you trade. Maybe you made 20,000 and you take a payout of 5,000 and you leave 15,000. That's not going to affect the way you trade, maybe. So whatever you do in terms of your payouts, make sure it does not affect the way that you trade. Don't let it get to you. That's the last thing you want to do. Hopefully that makes sense. Learn a lot through you, of course. I love it. I love hearing, and yeah, I tell you what, nothing makes me more happy than seeing how you guys are doing well. Like getting a message saying thank you, I took my first payout, watching slow markets. That's the Christmas gift I care about. Straight to 79 right here. Think we're gonna get up to 79? I mean, we're up 0.4%. We were up like 6% at like one moment. What does the volume profile mean on the DOM? It just shows you how many orders were filled or how many contracts were filled at what price. I don't really use it very much. I know Coach J understands this and uses it more than I do. Only thing that I find significant is like, okay, 77. That's a big round number, right? And there's also 251 contracts filled at 77. So maybe that's a level of important. Well, it makes sense because it's a big round number. And sometimes you'll see big standout spikes. Like, let's see if I could find one up higher. Man, this market did sell off a lot. Let me scroll up. Let's see. Oh, there's one. There's like 320 contracts filled at 81.50. Does that mean anything to anyone? Here's one. Look, this was a big one, right? $82 an ounce. There was 400 contracts bought and sold right there. So that was maybe something important, and it was a big round number. I know Coach J and others like to get in with big orders. They use them as level of significance. For me, it's more about technicals, so it really depends. What's the best account to start with as beginners? I would recommend either a 50K or it's hard for me to do a recommendation because everyone's different. I always say the least amount of money until you feel comfortable. Look at silver just going. Silver's just going. Get some peanut butter. Oh, never mind on that one. Coming up in the last 10 minutes, silver's starting to slow down a little bit. We're starting to see volatility decrease finally. Mine doesn't scroll settings. I mean, you could. There's my settings. I don't know if that means anything. You can pause the stream and change your settings. All right, there's the breakout. There's the breakthrough. 77. All right, chat. Let's hear it. Who here trades silver, and who trades any silver mining stocks? Rate my trade. I am in AG. It's a silver mining company. I'm curious on anyone's opinion on this. First Majestic silver. I trade silver, gold, Europe, silver ETF. You like silver ETFs? Yeah, it's in options. They expire in February. Do you mind to trail your stop? Yeah, this is a combine, so it's like I said, we're watching silver. I lose and I win on silver too much. Everett Teckett says 10 out of 10. Why is it a 10 out of 10 for you? You're better off. Well, it's not really. It's Is it a trade? They expire February 20th. You trade turquoise. You're in First Majestic as well. Low the stock. Pull up a metal detector. Go panning for silver. Go finding silver. Everyone's talking about it now. It's too late. Well, I got in before Christmas. I got in Monday. Monday or Tuesday. Look at silver. Are we going to see 78 here? I trade on equities with technicals, fundamentals, and industry influence. So I have to get back to you. All right. Yeah, get back to me tomorrow. I have options at $20 a share, expiring February 20th. Look at this silver go. 78. Up. So you can make or lose a lot of money on a single contract here in silver. Leslie says, you're welcome. For what? $79. Hold it to 85. You think we're going back to all-time highs? You know, we might go back up to all-time highs. Silver seems like it's comfortable around here, but we are up 1% again. Silver's up 1%. Oh, give me a heads up on silver. Silver started. I wish I would have got in, like, obviously with hindsight, a month ago, 2 months ago. Sir, how come you have not traded 5 combined already and on a live? Just curious. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm not going to trade right now on my live account because of the silver. Obviously, I wish I did, but silver is just way too volatile. The spread was off, and it's the last trading week of the year. Hold till the AM, see where it stands up. Yeah, I'm just going to let this run overnight. I'm going to let this run overnight. That's my stop loss, 575. And I'm going to let this run overnight. I know. Silver's, let's see. Should we take a perspective at silver? Buy the dip. Buy the dip. Look at this silver run. You want to see a daily chart? That's just insanity. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that move. Just from 32, what is that? 30, and we were consolidating around this area throughout most of the year, and we just broke out. Like there's not been any pullback. Tonight was the pullback. We had a little bit of a pullback tonight. We talked a little bit about what's going on in silver. Now, I'm not an expert on silver. I'll never claim to be an expert on silver. It'd be wrong of me because I don't know silver markets, and there's plenty of people that know more than me what's going on. I'm a technical trader. But yeah, here's my understanding. Now, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding right now is that, and we're getting ready to end the stream in about 6-7 minutes. But my understanding of what's going on is silver, aside from technical breakout hitting all-time highs, but supply constraints, right? There's not enough silver being mined. We have China restrictions, restricting exports, and then we have just a lack of supply, right? We had Elon Musk come out on Twitter over the weekend saying that it's not good. And we had, I mean, look, Tesla's down 1.6%. So Tesla's down 1.6%. That's where I almost shorted. I almost shorted Tesla instead of buying silver, a silver stock. I almost shorted Tesla. I'm like, okay, buy a silver miner or short Tesla. Well, I'm like, how dare I? I'm not going to be the guy that shorts Tesla. There's been so many people shorting Tesla, and it continues to go higher. But yeah, Tesla's down. But what we see is silver hitting all-time highs. we'll see if some pressure, obviously, on things that use silver, supply and demand, right? All that fun stuff. But as day traders, all we care about is technicals, right? Market's going up. Find a way to buy it. Market's breaking out. 3-bar reversal. Just keep it simple. Keep it simple. But it feels so good. Yeah, I know. It would feel good to short Tesla, all right? And with the power of hindsight, I wish I would have. I woulda, coulda, shoulda. Yeah, Tesla was looking like a good short. If I pull up the daily, it kind of consolidated around $490 a share. Tesla, I'm talking about Tesla. Hanging around 490 to 480, and I wanted to short it for a push back down towards 460, and we are on our way. So I wonder if that's going to continue to bring pressure on the NASDAQ. I mean, NASDAQ is hanging around negative 0.1. So the equities are not too crazy. It's really been just, I mean, silver is, we're watching it. We're at $78 an ounce. We have Bitcoin up, 888, 88,800 spots. Silver, we're watching it. Bitcoin, let's see, gold's down. Gold's down, 45.34. Yeah, and we'll see how my first majestic silver plays out. My call options are is at $18 a share. February 20th, $18 a share. But I paid $2 premium, so I need it to be above 20. Dakota was almost 1900 drawdown at one point in this trade. Remember, it's impressive, but a live account, doubt. Not sure what you mean on that one. You talking about this trade? It's Christmas miracle for you, Coach. What's a Christmas miracle for me? Damn, this silver trade is going up. How far do you normally go on your options plays? It depends. Sometimes I have like a week trade. This one is February 20th. It's a straight call. It's not a spread. It's just I bought calls. I paid $2 premium. $18 strike price. Majestic silver. Where you take profits? The only way I don't want to go into depth. I'm not going down that rabbit hole of minis and micros and taking partials. Just one contract here. I do. I have a live account. Let it ride. Let it run. I'm going to leave this on till tomorrow morning and see what silver does between now and tomorrow. I'm curious if we come back up here and test these highs. If I wake up and silver is hitting all-time highs, that would be insane. I'm up 9,000% on PAAS. Yeah, I seen that one. That was one of them. Ride this one into the sunset. We're riding this one into the sunset. We're up. Oh, let's see. How big is this move already? That's a 3% move. Almost 500 ticks. Look at this move. How much money should I start a live capital account? It depends on your risk tolerance, right? You can trade micros. Yeah, big percent means big retrace. Well, we just watched the big retrace here in silver. Look at this retracement. 8%, 8.77% here on silver. 1,450 ticks. That's a big retracement right now. And we already retraced almost half of it. Half of it's right here at 79. Right around 79. Yeah, I love the quote. It depends, because that's the best answer. To me, that's the only right answer. It would be wrong for me to give you a solid answer when it's yeah, that'd be just so wrong, because you could have multiple answers to one question. Seller slammed it back under the open. Yeah, this is the market open tonight, right here. See that gap? Depends brand ambassador. I need to get sponsored by yeah, Depends or something. Depends, great for trading. Guess what I'm wearing? Sell it, please. 3-bar reversal. Yeah, maybe a 3-bar reversal on the 5-minute, but I don't want to be short gold. That's it, everybody. I will see. Let's take a look at this week's schedule. It's a shortened week. We all know that. Shortened week because of the new year. I will be on tomorrow morning. Me, myself, Ray, Hogue, and Andre. And then I'm going to do some Power Hour. I'm going to do some Power Hour this week. I'll be on Power Hour, me and Mohammed. And then, of course, my man Jay for Slow Markets tomorrow night. And then Tuesday, same thing. Me, Braden, Hogan, Andre. I'm going to do Power Hour again with Mandy and then Baron on. Then we got the New Year's. The New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, which is Wednesday and Thursday. But then I'll be back Friday, which is the 2nd, for some fast markets. And yeah, shortened week. Went through the news. We could see some volatility and expect some low volume. Curious to see how this volatility in silver keeps up. If we're going to just, yeah, we shall see. See everybody bright and early tomorrow morning, if not tomorrow night. And take care, everybody.